Okay, welcome back. Hey, today we're going to be tying a little pine squirrel zonker fly. Had a co-worker asked me how come I haven't put a video out lately, and I told him because I'm always here working with you. So I have a moment. Let's put one together here for you. This, some of the last of the materials that Bob Matuzak, a fellow fly fisher a little farther north of me, sent me down. It's micro pine Squirrel Zonker. It's natural. BAC ink. Not really sure what that means, but it's a WAPSI product. So let's put it together. Bob said it's one of his favorite flies to fish in the western Pennsylvania. Does well with it. And you can see why. It's a nice looking fly. Hook I'm using is a Eupheng. It's a number 8 wet fly hook. Notice these hooks have rather big barbs on them, so let's take care of that. Put them in the vise. It'll pinch down. Give it another pinch. Stick your hook in the vise. Give it a little crank there. Secure it down. Don't want to over tighten it, but you want to make sure it doesn't slip on you. If you over tighten your hooks, if you really crank down hard, you're going to have a failure at the hook point there. You don't need that happening. Alright, so the thread I'm using is this Danville 7/8 denier. Got some stuff in it. 7/8 denier. I'm sorry, Danville 140 denier. I actually made it a little thicker here. I had 70, now I bulked it up a little bit. 140 denier in brown. Start it on. Wrap it back. Let's cut away that tag end. Take your thread all the way back to the top of the bend of the hook. And we'll bring it all the way back toward the eye, parking it about right where you started the thread on, about a 9.5, 2 eye lengths behind. When I add some eyes to this fly, this bulk chain bead that I have, it's not very heavy, but just enough weight to help it out a little bit. I'm going to take some utility scissors, stick it right on behind 2 of the little beads, cut them away, set them right on top of the shank of the hook sideways. One wrap, everything gets straightened out there. Do a couple figure 8s. And when they're all looking pretty good, wrap underneath them a couple times, and don't have to worry about securing them quite yet, because we'll do that at the end there. You'll see they'll still turn on me if I really want them to. Alright, take your thread, take it back toward the back. Oh, that thread's really coming apart on me, huh? Let's straighten that up. Give it a twist. There we go. Take your thread back toward top of the bend of the hook. Go ahead and park it. We're going to tie in a pine squirrel zonker. Okay, you got one length. We're going to double that. About 2 lengths of the hook shank. I'm going to part the hair. If you have an issue parting the hair, you can always take your fingers, dip them in Dixie cups with some water in it. Being it's a natural material, I'm not really keen on licking my fingers. Give it a few thread wraps. I like about 3 of them. Typically work out well. Pull the zonker back. Wrap in front of it a couple times. Now we're going to take this material. It's a metallic floss, polyester 100%. They also make this in cotton. Do not buy the cotton because the cotton will disintegrate. The product is made by Artiste. Buy this in any craft store. Relatively cheap. It's $2.49 if you want to pay full price, or if you want to wait till it's on sale. I probably got this at 30 or 40% off. So just take a strand out, cut it away. See, it comes in several strands wrapped together. Try to make sure they're stay together. Pull that zonker back. tie it in, wrap it back toward the very base of that zonker, or backward, not forward. I guess I should learn backward from forward. Go ahead, tie everything in, up forward, up to behind that eye. Now, as you see me do on previous videos, I like to turn my fly a little sideways as I start to wrap this in here. Grasping it nice and tight. It's twisting on me a little bit. You spin that up. Hand over hand, or you can use that rotary function on your vise, but this is easy enough to do. Well, you see what I'm doing? When you get toward those chain bead eyes, not necessarily up against them, but near them, go ahead, tie it off. Reach down in there with your scissors. You know, so I'm not using my good fly tying scissors. This is some decent utility scissors that I got years ago that I use on when I'm cutting metallic product and stuff like this. Alright, now take your zonker strip. I'm going to give it a couple more turns here. Take your zonker strip, pull it right over top in between those eyes. Let's go ahead and part that hair again. Right about here. Dip my fingers in that water. And we're going to tie it off. Make sure it's right on top. Make sure you're pulling this zonker strip rather tightly, not overly tight, just enough to secure it, just like that. Take your thread, just bring it up in front of those eyes. At this point, you can go ahead and take some hackle pliers, stroke that hair back, and wrap it a few times. I'm going to dip my finger in that water again. Let's get all these fibers back out of the way here. Here we go. Like that. And after we wrap it a couple times there, take that thread back in behind those eyes, tie it off. 1, 2, 3, make sure it's secure. Cut away the remainder of the zonker. Take some little finer point scissors. Cut it. I'm going to dip my fingers in there again. Stroke everything back. Give it several wraps. Make sure it's good and secure. Just like that. Let's go. Let's cut this to length. While we're at it here, how long do we want this? Not quite the length of the shank of the hook. Let's go about here. How's that look? Of course, however long you want it, it's up to you. But I want to keep these a little short here. I'm going to take these fishing hopefully this week. I'm supposed to warm up into the mid-40s. I'm supposed to have a day off. So let's see what happens. Maybe you're going to get a fishing video coming up. Maybe not. Alright. Now you got this all wrapped in there secure. Take some dubbing wax. Give it a little coating of the thread there. Dubbing I'm going to put on there again is this Super Bright that I got at Risen Fly Fishing. You got all kind of colors to choose from. I'm going to try to stay, let's go with that dark hare's ear that I used on the last fly. It kind of matches this pretty good too. Just go ahead and dub it on. I stuck my fingers in that Dixie cup again to help out. Stick it on my fingers. Yeah, come on. Get that out of the way. There we go. Making a dubbing mess. That's alright. It'll come out nice. Give it a few wraps. Now we want to go up over the eyes, figure 8 style again. Tie it off in front. Give it a whip finish. Maybe. There it is. Put the floss on top of it. Give it a few whips. Cut away the thread. Just for the video, I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Normally I wouldn't even worry about it. Like that. Now let's get some Sally Hansen's. Just dab it on the thread. And in the back here, pull all that hair down and just dab it on the rear thread. Because if there's any point that's going to have a failure, would be here and in front. Everything else should be pretty good for a toothy critter. And there you go. Alright, you get yourself a micro squirrel zonker fly from the materials that Bob Matuzak has sent me down. Really appreciate that package he sent. Well, how many videos we get out of that? 4 or 5? Alright, hope you like this video. Hopefully next video you see from me will be a fishing video if I can get out in the next couple days. Everything should line up, my day off and the weather, and I'm not sure how high the creeks are with all the snow melt, but we'll find out when we get there. I'm sure I can find a hole or two to catch a fish, hopefully. Can't promise you, but stay tuned and we'll see how it goes. Alright, cheers. Stay safe. Be kind to one another.